Hi, how we doing? My name is Matthew Roy, and I'm going to get into a little bit of Hump Day Sports Conversation, HDSC for short. I got some hot takes, some cold pizza, and we're going to talk about sports here. So today, I'm going to get into a little bit of what's going on with the New York Jets, who seem to be tanking their way to the number one uh, draft pick next year. I'm going to go into Novak Djokovic, who just got swept out of the quarterfinals of the French Open this morning. I'm going to get into a little bit of the NBA Finals, NHL Finals, and I'm also going to talk about my MLB Power rankings. So without further ado, let's jump right into the NBA Finals. So if you jumped in from a week ago when I did my last podcast to now, you'd be like, okay, what's going on with the NBA Finals? They're probably tied, right? These are the two best teams in the league. What's going on? LeBron is out to prove something. The Warriors are out to prove that last year was a fluke and that they should have been three-peating right now. So what's been going on? Well, the Warriors are basically making mincemeat out of the Cavs. Basically, first two games were close through halftime, and then the Warriors became the Warriors again. The first game, they had 4 turnovers in the entire game. Really? 4 turnovers? 4 turnovers. The second game, the first game, they won by, I believe it was 22, sorry. And the second game, well, they won by 19. And LeBron had a triple-double. Kevin Love had 27 points. And Kyrie Irving had 19. What the hell is the problem then? Well, the Cavs aren't getting anything from anybody else not named Love, Irving, or James. J.R. Smith is playing like garbage. Tristan Thompson is playing like he's 3 feet tall instead of 7 feet tall. And Kyle Korver can't get an open shot and can't make an open shot. Iman Shumpert isn't playing the defense that they need him to play. And unless LeBron is guarding Kevin Durant, he's basically just going off like no one's guarding him. Even with LeBron on him, he's still scoring at will. He scored 33 and 38 so far, respectively. Between him and Steph Curry, they are just going crazy right now in the finals, and I don't see any way that the Cavs stop him. Last week, I made the prediction that the Warriors would win in 6 and that none of the games would be really close. So far, it's looking okay, but it might be looking like I gave the Cavs a little bit too much credit. So I'm going to say Warriors win tonight. Actually, I'm going to say Cavs win tonight. Cavs are at home. They're looking not to get swept, and they're looking to at least try and make this series a little bit convincing. Role players usually play better at home. So I'm going to say that the Cavs win by 7 tonight and make it a 2-1 series. And I'm going to stick with my prediction of 6 games for the Warriors. But honestly, the Warriors are so good that they could probably I could see them sweeping the series. I could see them winning in 3, or I could see them winning in 5. I can't see them winning in 7. Excuse me. I can't see them winning in 7, but because if this series does go to 7 games, I think that the Cavs will be hyped up and be more than ready to take them. So I think that the Warriors need to finish this one early. So, but the Warriors are so good, so impossible to defend. I think that hot take alert right now. I think that they could give the 96-97 Bulls a game or a series at least. And I think the Warriors actually might win that series. The Warriors are a great team. They're ridiculous. They're undefendable. They're unguardable. They have KD, who's the third best player in the league. Steph Curry's top 5. Klay Thompson's top 20. Draymond Green's top 20. Who's Michael Jordan going to guard? Steph? Okay. Who's Pippen going to guard? KD? Okay. Dennis Rodman matches up on Draymond Green? Okay. You still have Klay Thompson. Who's going to guard him? Steve Kerr? Ron Harper? No one. No one's going to guard him. You can't guard everybody. That's the problem with this team. You can't guard everybody. And even when Andre Iguodala comes in, he can try and guard Michael Jordan. And I'm not going to say he's going to shut him down, but he can play the defense that he plays against LeBron. Yeah, I just think that the Warriors are that good. They would give the 96-97 Bulls at least a series. And if not, I think they might win that series in 6 as well. So yeah, the NBA Finals. Warriors win, or Cleveland wins tonight by 6 or by 7. But Warriors end up winning this series in 6, with the next 3 games not being all that close. Yeah, next up, we're going to go into the NHL Finals, which the Predators have surprisingly, to some people, not to me, surprisingly come back and made this a series. It's tied up at 2-2, and Nashville has won both games handily. Yeah, in Nashville. Going back to Game 2, which happened, I believe, last Wednesday, Nashville was down 2-0 at the end of it, and but they came out of those games thinking that they won, thinking that they played the best that they could. They played the best games. They were the better team through 2 games, but they lost, which had the Penguins probably feeling good that they got outplayed and still won, but had to have made them feeling not great as well, because they got outplayed. And in games 3 and 4 in Nashville, they got completely outplayed. The Penguins have been basically outplayed for the entire series. In my prediction of Predators in 6, Predators in 7 is looking really good right now, because the Predators are killing them. Pekka Rinne, the goalie for the Predators, is outplaying Matt Murray, who's the goalie for the Pittsburgh Penguins. PK Subban for the Predators is also playing very, very well. But so is Sidney Crosby. But Sidney Crosby's just not getting a lot of help from Evgeny Malkin, if I pronounced that right. And it's just the Predators are the better team right now. So they're going back to Pittsburgh for Game 5. And I think Pittsburgh might come out and win this game, but the Predators win the next 2. Because they're going to go back to Nashville. They're a great team at home. Nashville's going to win Game 6. And Penguins will lose Game 7 at home, which will give the Predators their first Stanley Cup final win, and will be a great thing for the city of Nashville, which deserves a championship. Next up, I'm going to go into a little bit of my MLB Power rankings. I'm not going to take that much time on them, but I have the Astros. They lost last night, but at the time of my writing, they were on an 11-game win streak, and they were just destroying the competition. They swept the Twins. I think they outscored them 40-8 in a 3-game series. Their offense is crazy. The run differential is at 102. They're the number 1 team in the league right now, and it's not even close. The Nationals and the Dodgers are having a good series right now, and they're the 2 and 3 teams in my power rankings. The Nationals have taken the first 2 games, and the Dodgers have fallen behind the Rockies by 2. I have the Dodgers a little bit ahead of the Rockies in the power rankings just because of the spectacle. I mean, the Dodgers have more talent on their team. Cody Bellinger's going crazy. Corey Seager's great. Jock Peterson's good. Adrian Gonzalez isn't hitting very well, but they still have Clayton Kershaw. And so their team's just really stacked. That's what $250 million payroll gets you, I guess. But the Rockies are playing well. They're up in the NL West by 2 games. Next up, I dropped the Arizona Diamondbacks to 7 behind the Red Sox and the Yankees, who are 5 and 6. The Yankees 5, Red Sox 6. The Yankees and Red Sox are starting a 3-game series. The Red Sox won the first one 5-4 last night in the Bronx. I can see the Red Sox sweeping that series because they have David Price and then Rick Porcello going to the bump the next 2 games, and if they sweep that series, they'll take the lead in the AL East, and I see them getting on a little bit of a roll right now. They've won 11 of their last 15, and they're getting hot and getting healthy at the right time. Dustin Pedroia is supposed to be coming back. The bad thing is Eduardo Rodriguez got hurt, and he should be out for a few weeks. But besides that, teams are looking pretty good right now. I have the Cubs are starting to get a little bit hot. They're on a 5-game win streak after they lost 6 straight, so they're starting to get it. Might be right in the ship. They tied up the Brewers at the top, so I have those teams next. I have the Indians up there, along with the Minnesota Twins. I'm gonna skip to the bottom, where I have the Padres aren't in last place anymore. Go San Diego. I put them at 28th. The Phillies are 30th now because they're terrible, even though they killed the Cardinals on Monday. And then I have the Reds down there as well. Even though Scooter Gennett, 4 home runs yesterday, 10 RBI, 5 hits. Dude, really? 4 home runs? You had 38 career homers going back, like in your entire career, going back to when you came out as a rookie with the Brewers in 2013. Really, 4 home runs for the Reds? Props to you, man. That is ridiculous. And before I wrap up on this MLB Power Rankings thing, which you can find the whole document at MatthewRoyJournalism.com under the blog post. It's one of my favorited ones. Just tagged the MLB and Power Rankings in there. Should be pretty easy to find. I want to congratulate Albert Pujols on getting up to 600 home runs for his career. He is a tremendous, tremendous, tremendous athlete, tremendous player. He's done it the right way, but because of so many steroid users in baseball, people have diminished this records, diminished 600 hits, or 600 home runs, diminished 3,000 hits and 2,000 RBI, which he's close to doing every single one of those. And he has a legitimate chance to get to 700 home runs. He's only 37 years old. He could play for a solid 5 more years if he averages 20 home runs a year, which is easy to do for him. He could definitely do it, and I hope he does, because these home run records are some of the best that we have in sports, and they shouldn't be diminished because of some idiots like Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa. They shouldn't be diminished because of that, and Albert Pujols deserves to be praised for doing it the right way and for being just a class act that baseball needs in this era of social media and superstardom that affects people in all the wrong ways. So congratulations, Albert Pujols. You deserve it. You did a great job. Last 2 topics I'm going to go into today are 2 different ones. I have one for tennis and one for the NFL. I'm going to end on the NFL one because that's a little bit more interesting to everyone. But I feel like I need to go into the French Open a little bit. Novak Djokavic, number 2 player in the world behind Andy Murray, lost this morning to the number 6 player in the world. His name is pronounced Thiem, I believe. Not a huge tennis guy, but Novak, if he won that, he would have played Rafa in the next round in the semis, and everybody wanted to see that matchup. Everybody wants to see Rafael Nadal on clay against Novak Djokovic, one of the best players in history. And we're not going to get to see that now. We're going to get to see Thiem against Rafael Nadal, and then on the other side, we're going to get to see Andy Murray against Stan Wawrinka. So, I mean, those are still 2 good matchups, but without Roger Federer in there, everyone really wanted to see Rafa against Djokovic, and we're going to get robbed of that matchup now. But it should still be pretty good. Rafa has won that tournament ridiculous amount of times. I believe he's won that Grand Slam 8 times, 8 or 9, I'm pretty sure. And he's obviously the favorite, even though he's getting older. He's just a monster on clay. I don't understand why, but he is just ridiculously good on clay. Excuse me. Need to keep the caffeine level up. I'm going to keep talking about tennis. And next, but anyway, sorry. The Rafael Nadal is just ridiculous on clay, and he should destroy Thiem, and he should destroy either Murray or Wawrinka when he plays them in the next few days. By the time I do my next podcast next week, that tournament will be wrapped up, and I'll give you the winner and what I think of that. Last but not least, we're going to go into the New York Jets, who are cleaning house right now. They let go of Nick Mangold this offseason, They let go of Darrelle Revis. Ryan Fitzpatrick is no longer there because he was terrible last year. Oh, my God. Not even worth going into because he was so bad. Um, but yesterday they got rid of David Harris and they got rid of Eric Decker. I mean, they want to give their young guys a chance, I guess, to play. They signed Josh McCown. They have two quarterbacks that they've drafted in the last 2 years or 3 years that need playing time. They don't have Geno Smith anymore, but I would be extremely shocked at the way they're going if they don't play Christian Hackenberg or Bryce Petty. They need to play those guys to give them some experience and see if they can even hold a football and throw a football down the field, let alone be a starting quarterback. So they need to play those guys. But more of the story here is David Harris was a longtime Jet, 10 years with the Jets. And he got released on June 6th instead of in March, when he could have found a new team easily. They basically screwed one of their longtime linebackers, and I'm not quite sure why. Um, David Harris has been a great player for a long time for them, and I think he deserved a little bit more respect than they gave him. They've also traded Calvin Pryor, their safety from a few years ago, after drafting Jamal Adams and another safety in the second round. And they released Eric Decker, who's been hurt, but just 2 years ago had 12 touchdowns along with Brandon Marshall. He had 5 touchdowns last year, but he was injured, and he was injured for the most part this entire year. He's 30 years old. He's a good receiver. He's not a great receiver. He should be a good number 2, number 3 somewhere, and it seems like the Ravens want him pretty good. Him and Jeremy Maclin, who was also released by the Chiefs this week, are both visiting the Ravens along with the Bills. The Bills need a lot of receiver help, but that's neither here nor there. But the Jets just look like they're preparing to try and draft Sam Darnold from USC. Is he really worth it? I don't think so. We'll see. We still haven't seen Sam Darnold play more than one season. He's basically Mitchell Trubisky right now. He's a lot of talent, a lot of potential, but not a lot of stuff to show for it. So let's see how this season goes in the college football season. But I just don't understand what the Jets are trying to accomplish. You need some veteran leadership on your team, and they're cutting literally every single veteran that they have. I wouldn't be surprised if the numbers came out and the congregate age on their roster is 25, maybe. The Jets might be worse than the Cleveland Browns this season. The Browns, I think, are doing really well in their rebuilding process. Hugh Jackson came out and said that he is seeing very good things from Brock Osweiler. I mean, I know he's in shorts and a t-shirt, but it doesn't really matter. Brock Osweiler, Cody Kessler, their quarterback situation should be decent this year. It looks like it's better than the Jets. And their entire team, they have more talent than the Jets do. So the Jets are looking like the worst team in the NFL, and I mean, it's not really a big surprise with all the guys they're getting rid of. So there you have it. That is HDSC this week. We went over the NBA playoffs. We went over the NHL finals. My predictions there are still Warriors in 6 and Nashville in 7. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Nashville in 6. And I also wouldn't be surprised if it was Warriors in 4, because those teams are that good. Nashville's outplaying the Penguins, and the Warriors are just destroying the Cavs. We went over the Novak Djokavic thing when he got eliminated in straight sets today. And the last set, by the way, was 6-0. He got destroyed in that set. He just didn't seem like he was ready to play. Went over the Jets, who seem to be wanting to tank this season and going all in for the 2019 season and not the 2017 season. And we went over my MLB Power Rankings, which you can find on MatthewRoyJournalism.com. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. As always, you can find this video and other videos like of its kind on my YouTube page. You can also find them on MatthewRoyJournalism.com. I will also post them to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Snapchat, and my Instagram. Instagram is mroy81. Snapchat is mroy34. Facebook, Matthew Roy. Feel free to follow me there and to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And Twitter is Matt_Roy81. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I really appreciate the support. I'm trying to do this so I can build my portfolio up and get my opinions out there. So hopefully everyone's enjoying these videos. If you see anything that I can fix, that I can correct, that you like, that you don't like, or if you just want to yell at me because of my opinions, that's fine too. I'm way open to hearing everyone's thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.